Nothing like opening a crisp beer on a nice hot summer night.
Very hot summer night.
You know, Britton, you asked me on the last episode, you said, Cleet, what are you afraid of?
And you refuse to answer.
Well, it's just like, it's not that I refuse. Like, you got to think about it, right? Because I don't really think about, like, at night, like, what am I afraid of, you know? It's like that Family Guy episode. It's like, hey, Chris, I lost a picture of you with a list of fears on the back of it by the jail. I'm kidding.
What? I don't watch Family Guy, so that's lost on me.
It's kind of a reference, but it's probably way off. But I was thinking about that for quite a while, and, you know, I'm going to go visit my parents in St. George in the next week or so. And I remember when I was a kid, when we go on family vacations, whether it be to St. George or California, when we were driving, I remember just hearing that pitter-patter of bugs hitting the windshield every now and then. You just see a coalescing of bug guts on the windshield.
And that's a $5 word.
And
Coalescing.
And, you know, eventually, you know, my dad would have to use the windshield wiper fluid to literally wipe off the bug debris. And, you know, I just realized in the last times that I've traveled, I don't see that anymore. I mean, do you? Or do you know what I'm referencing here?
Yeah.
Have you noticed this?
Yeah, because we live in Utah, obviously, and we used to go see my aunt and uncle in Arizona often, and we'd travel that same way. You go through St. George, you hit Vegas, you go through Nevada, that whole thing. And yeah, I remember there being a pretty good plethora of bug carcasses splatting against the windshield.
Yeah, and, you know, I just thought about that because, you know, when it comes to, like, bees and insects, they're a important cog of our ecological system. And like plants, they need bugs to pollinate themselves and for us to grow food. And you always hear about like the bee colony collapse, but you know, we need other insects too. Each species of plant need a different type of bug to pollinate. You know, some can do a lot, but some are very specific.
Except for mosquitoes. We don't fucking need mosquitoes.
I wonder if that's just something that's not talked about, but like if there is a real collapse in the bug population, we could face a serious food shortage.
Yeah, bugs die, we die. That's just where it goes.
It's weird to think about, right?
Yeah.
They're always like an annoyance.
But you have a good point, though, because, you know, we don't travel often. I would say that we probably, 3 times a year. I don't know, maybe that's often for some people. But I have noticed, too, we don't, you strike a good point. I don't have to, like, excessively use the windshield wipers to clear the deceased bugs from my windshield.
So at first I thought I was biased, and I was like, I'm wrong. And I just went online, and other people have noticed this as well. So if anyone in our audience remembers this, please put it in the chat. Be like, yeah, I remember seeing bugs hit the windshield when I was in a car like 20 years ago.
20 years ago. Man, it's crazy to say, like almost 2 decades ago.
Right.
I'm turning 30 in October. I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah, talk to me 2 years ago.
But speaking of getting older, my wife's birthday was yesterday, so happy birthday, Haley. I love
Happy
you.
birthday, Haley.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves because, you know, we're drinking a beer. We mentioned the beer, but we didn't say what we're drinking. So we are having Dead Horse Amber, Premium Amber Ale from Moab Brewery.
We're also watching BoJack Horseman in the background.
No, we're not.
The BoJack Horseman story.
I can't get past the first episode. I can't do it.
Yeah, it's because you got to watch the first 6 episodes. Like, literally, Rotten Tomatoes had to change how they rate series because they usually just watch the first 6 episodes and they give it like an F. But because of how good the show is after the first 6 episodes, they had to change it. They gave it an A.
I feel like that's how Game of Thrones always is, because if I ask anybody if they've seen Game of Thrones, they're like, yeah, you know, I watched the first few episodes. Like, look, you have to get, because the end of season 1, I'm not going to do spoilers, even though it's been out for several years, but the end of season 1 will literally blow your mind.
You can't really.
What the hell?
You can't spoil the ending, though, right? Because it's already bad. We should just say, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no thanks.
Anyways, I hate series. Watch BoJack Horseman. I think it's amazing. But what are we talking about tonight, Britton?
So we are going to be going over dreams, and more specifically, common recurring dreams and their deeper meanings. Like, what does it mean when you have a recurring dream? Because dreams do have meanings. It's not just utter nonsense.
You know, I always think there's like an innate drive to talk to somebody or even just like do some introspection about what your dream meant. Because dreams can be so off the wall.
Right.
Like they're so off the cusp, but at the same time, they can just like punch you in the face. Like sometimes I'll wake up and I had such a bad dream, and I'm like, I'm not that
It
person.
ruins your day.
Like, why would my mind go there?
Right. And it ruins your day. Like, I've had dreams before I wake up and I'm like, I'm offended by what my mind made me witness in my sleep. I'm like, why the hell would you take me to that place?
I want to just, we're going to open up with some reoccurring dreams that we've had. We're not going to get into the meanings yet. But I just want to go over a couple of weird dreams that I've had and that you've had.
Okay.
And so one weird dream that I've had, and you're going to laugh at this, and it's disturbing to me.
Oh, man.
Every time I wake up, I was like, was I in hell?
I like to laugh when you are disturbed.
So I have a dream that I'm in a giant bathroom. Like
What?
a giant hall of men's bathrooms.
Oh, my God.
Like just a hallway going forever.
Is it like 90 urinals just never ending?
Yeah, it's stalls and they're all nasty. Like there is just everything on the floor, and I have to go to the restroom, and I open up a stall and I'm like, oh, nope.
So it's like truck stop, middle of nowhere bathrooms where like the toilet is merely a suggestion.
Yeah, and like the whole room, like I'm just in an endless bathroom. I remember one dream I had. I went and looked down through a toilet, and I saw another level of dirty bathrooms.
Oh my God!
Like
it's bathroomception.
It was disgusting, and I remember how trapped I felt.
Yeah.
You know, I was tiptoeing around, and
so I mean, you talked about going to St. George. Obviously, you know, do you ever go to Mesquite often? You know where Mesquite is? It's just outside of St. George, right? So we always stop at Mesquite when we're headed to Arizona to see my family, and we always stop at the same gas station. It's that one right next to McDonald's, right across the street from the casino there. And the men's bathroom is around back, if that says anything. Like the women's is inside, nice AC. You have to go around the back for the men's. And every fucking time I go in there, it's like you step in and there's like shit footprints on the floor and the walls painted, and it's like people poop everywhere. And it's like,
I was trying to be polite, my dreamscape, but yeah,
but
it's not a good feeling.
I have a problem pooping anywhere other than my home, just so you know.
Some other common themes I've had is, damn, you're pooping through me off. Some other dreams I've had, so I've had two type of flying dreams. Like one where I can fly, and I'm like, look at how amazing I am, guys. And everyone's like, I don't care. That's just normal.
It's like every day. Like,
I'm like, look at how great I am. Yeah, and it's
guys,
just like this.
I'm a human flying. They're like, cool.
Yeah, and they can't fly. So I'm like, why are they not like, what? And then I have other dreams where I fly, but I glide and fall down.
Is it one of those ones that like right before you hit the ground, you like jolt awake?
No, I just hit the ground.
I hate those fucking dreams.
And then I have two left. I have the school dream where I have a test that I didn't study for. And then the last one is I have a dream that I have something really sticky in my mouth, and I try to open my mouth and I lose my teeth.
Okay. So I was going to ask on that one because my mom and my aunt always tell me that they had dreams of like foam in their mouth that they can't get rid of, and then their teeth fall out. So yeah. I'm really curious to know what that means. If you have the meaning of that dream, I'm really curious to know what that means, because that sounds intense to me. So I have 3 dreams that I can think of that are pretty recurring. One of them stopped when I was a child, but it happened when I was a child, and I haven't had it in a while. But so just to give you some context, so I grew up in a house in another city, and I had my own bedroom upstairs, had all things, obviously a bed, a dresser, and on my dresser I had one of those little TVs that had the VCR built in. Did you ever have one of those?
No.
But I had this little TV, and I usually had like my PlayStation plugged into it or whatever, and I think it's just because my dad wanted us in our room and nowhere else. I don't know, maybe.
I actually remember that TV now. My friend had one.
It was like the coolest shit in the world.
A TV VCR in one.
Yeah, so I could put Land Before Time in there and watch
that. Such a
and
good
then
movie.
I could switch, inputs and play PlayStation, whatever I wanted. So anyway, I had that TV in my room, and it was the source of this fucking nightmare that I had all the time as a kid. So I would have this same dream almost every night, and my mom would have to come in and like calm me down, and she knew what I was going through. But I had a dream that I would my TV would turn on in the middle of the night, and it was like the news. But it was like talking to me, and it was talking about some crazy guy that was out there trying to hunt me down. Yeah, I think it was like a lot like you.
It looked just
like you now. No, but it never had a picture. But it was like this lady who was like panicked, and she's like, This guy has escaped. He's coming for you, and he's not going to stop until he finds you.
Oh my God.
And then it would stop from the news article, and it would go to a map, and you could see where he was. He didn't know where I was, but his goal was to find me. And he would, like, you could see where he'd been. And I would just sit there in my bed and shake. Like, this guy is coming for me, and I have no idea why.
Was it updating in real time, or was it like a mall sign where it was like, you are here and he is there?
No, it was like a live map. Like, you could see, like, it was updating where he's, like, moving. And it was like, it was like ungodly fast. Like, he'd go from, like, California to Nevada in, like, the blink of an eye. It's like, holy shit, this guy, he's flying like Cleet did in his dream, and no one gives a shit, except I care.
They just care that they're going to kill me.
Yeah. And I didn't know why. And so every night I had it, he was in a different place. So, and like my subconscious, I think it was myself telling me that, like, he's going to find me eventually because he's just checking off the map. And the scariest night that I can remember, and like this will forever fucking haunt me, is I had the same dream, but he was in my neighborhood.
Ooh.
And I look out the window, and because I lived on a circle, and I was at the very end of the circle because we had like a little bit of a longer street, and then it circled, of course. And I was at the end, and I could look out my window and see down the street. And he'd like look through people's windows, and he'd knock on the doors, and he was getting closer to my house. And it would like, it gives me goosebumps thinking about it, because I was like 7 years old. And so I'm like, and I couldn't go like out of my room for some reason to get my mom or dad for help. And I woke up right when he was next door. And I can't remember anything else. I never found out who he was. Obviously I didn't die. So I don't know. That was crazy.
You know what they say?
What?
The slithery D came out of the sea. They ate all the others, but they didn't eat me.
I love those books. Scary stories to tell in the dark. They're so great. So then the second dream that I have, and it's not as recurring, but it is a similar theme that I have. And it's always about alien invasion. Like insane, like scary alien invasion. Like we'll be sitting there. The last one I can think about, we were like at some park, just at like some parade or whatever. And up in the sky, you just hear this explosion. This like jet explodes, and there's like all these UFOs coming down. It was the scariest fucking alien invasion dream I've ever had in my life. But like every time it's aliens, it's always an invasion. Like I don't see the aliens, I just see the UFOs, and they're always causing carnage and destruction. And it scares me. I'm like, God, can you imagine like in real time if that happened?
Well, that's why we all need to be gun owners.
Yeah, that's going to stop a UFO.
Hey, at least like you can shoot while you get killed. You know, there's something manly about that.
Just firing a gun during your last breath.
Would you rather get shot and turn into a skeleton like in Mars Attacks?
Yes.
And look like a bitch, or shoot and then get turned into a skeleton
and not look like a bitch?
And not look like a bitch.
Second one, of course.
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot and not look like a bitch.
Choice.
Option B.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
And then the third one, like, it's funny you mentioned, I always have dreams about school. And it's always because I don't have, like, a test, but I'm running late. And I can't get into my locker. Sometimes I'm not wearing pants. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck. And I always wake up like, I'm going to be late to school. Or I can't find out which class I'm in, because it's like, you know how you had A days and B days, and they would alternate. I'm like, I don't know what day it is anymore. I think I have science. It's up on the 14th floor. I have to go up this elevator, ride down the freaking fire pole.
Staircase.
Yeah, I have to teleport from this place to next. I have to go play a game of kickball real quick. I have to go pick up Timmy and walk him across the road. I'm like, it's so stressful, and it's so unnecessary because I've been out of school for 10 years now, 11 years now. It's ridiculous. But yeah, so those are my recurring dreams that I've had. Yeah. But I have a question though, Cleet. So you're aware that this last week, your favorite director, Shyamalan, released a new movie.
Yeah, I don't care.
I know you have tickets, and I know you're gonna go see it.
I think I heard on the radio he's coming out with something. Oh, was it The Beach?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
It's like meme central right now.
I bet that show's gonna be a beach. I hate him.
I know.
Why
a lot of
memes?
people know. In fact, there's some people that that we hang out with that watch the show, and they think it's so funny just how much you just dislike that man. It's hilarious. The movie? I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to.
Do you know if people have said it's bad or not?
The reviews are pretty mixed. Some people are saying like it's, I don't know. I haven't seen anything awful. It's pretty much in the middle. Like it's not great, it's not terrible.
Had like a compulsion to slap a person in public.
Oh my God.
And like if I ever met Shyamalan in public and he was without his kids or family, I'd slap him. Just a gentleman slap. Like, if he had his kids, I wouldn't. I would just be like, I really dislike you and I would slap you, but your kids are here.
If your kids were not here right now, I would assault you.
Yeah, I would. No, it'd be battery.
Oh, wow. Yeah. sorry, I would batter you.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
would. I'd batter him.
Are you okay? Like, what did this man do to you? Like, I think everyone needs to know. Like, have you? Okay, this is a dream you had, right? You have a recurring dream about Shyamalan, and he hurts you, doesn't he? Because there's no way you could be so angry at him for just the movies he makes.
No,
unless you were super into Avatar and that it just ruined your life.
He ruined The Last Airbender for me, and that was like the straw that broke the camel's back.
Okay.
Like, I remember how excited I was. And I was
You and
just
half
like,
the world.
And then I looked online and I saw he was a director, and I was like, no, that's a Lady in the Water guy. He came out with these movies and these movies. I'm like, please don't mess this up, please. Like, I need this. And he fucked it up so hard. Like, it was the worst adaptation of any movie I've ever seen.
Wow.
It was the worst. I would rather throw up and eat it and watch that movie again.
I feel like we're in a therapy session. Just let it out, Cleet. Tell me what you really feel.
I hate him.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry for bringing it up, but his movie is out now, and I'm going to see it. It looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, I won't.
I know you won't. I'm going to sit you down and tie to the chair. I'm going to staple your eyelids open. I'm going to make you watch this shit.
All right. Yeah. We'll
anyway,
see.
off on a tangent. But now are we going to talk about the meanings for these, like what the recurring themes are?
Well, no. So we're going to get into the history of what dreams are.
Oh.
The history.
Who invented dreams?
Who invested? People have always been interested in dreams. The Babylonians, 5,000 years before Christ, had a goddess of dreams named Mamu.
Mamu, huh?
Yeah, and they also had a book for interpreting dreams. Pretty neat. The Egyptians, in 3000 BC, also had a god of dreams called Serpis. Yeah.
I know Serpis.
Yeah. And learned men, like Joseph in the Bible, were dream interpreters. They even had self-help techniques for inducing certain dreams. They may have thought, as we do now, that dreams satisfy some of our psychological needs and change our moods.
Gross. Have you ever done that lucid dreaming thing? Are you
Never
going to talk
worked for
about
me.
that? I've always been curious, like to enter a state where it's like so lucid. I've never like actually tried, but I'd be curious to try.
I've always wanted to, but I can never recognize I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, and you always have that sleep paralysis shit that messes with you too. It's not
That's
easy
not
to
it.
get around.
Like in that, I know that like I'm in sleep paralysis, but I can't control anything. It's like, oh, some weird old chick that wants to sit on my chest. Like, do I need to pay her afterwards? Like, my God.
Some people will pay for that. I was going to say it's the stepping stone to your face.
I mean, why don't you just sit on my face? During the Dark and Middle Ages, when alchemists were trying to turn lead into gold, many ideas were proposed about good and evil forces, human thoughts, and dreams. Generalizations were made, such as things must fall apart, decay, and rot before a revival of new healthy growth is possible. Opposites, like love and hate, try to escape one another, but also seek balance.
There's always a storm before a rainbow.
It's always darkest before the dawn.
Every rose has its thorn.
That's how I like Poison. All right. The alchemists thought in terms of three worlds: the black, the white, and the red world. Black is darkness, evil, despair, ruins, the crude unconscious taking over our minds. White is eerie, uncertain light of the moon, the twilight zone of lunacy, irrational thoughts, things changing, slippery, some hope. Red is the bright light of the sun, new life, things in order, ability to see clearly, rational, willful control, morals, growth, and laughter. Each section of the dream and each object comes from one of these worlds, supposedly.
Supposedly.
So if your dreams are dark, they tend to have those things in them. If it's like a white light, that's what you see. And if it's red hue, that's the theme.
I have noticed that some dreams have a particular hue. Like I'll wake up sometimes, I'm like, I really couldn't see very well. Like everything was so fuzzy and blurry and hazy.
I always blame that on like scary movies because it's like, I can't see the fucking screen. Because they're trying to make it like, can't see anything, like Jason 1.
Yeah. Oh, God. Or like,
You're like
Alien versus Predator, like the second one. It was so dark, you couldn't see shit.
That was such a disappointing series.
I have a funny story to tell about that, though, because me, my wife, and my buddy, we found this list of like the top 100 scary movies of all time. And obviously this was a while ago, so it was pretty horrible movies.
That better not be on that.
And no, so we watched one of these movies, and we were watching it on a PlayStation. And every now and again, if you don't like move the joystick, it like goes to power saver mode, so the screen goes dark. And we didn't notice it. We just thought the movie was terrible. So we watched the entire movie not being able to see it. And at the end, we like went to move and turn it off, and it like lit up. We're like, oh my God. So we missed the whole movie because it was on like screensaver mode.
And there was people in that movie. And
I just thought it was a bunch of audio with a black screen. It's like, this is really scary.
Now, about 1,000 years later, many dream interpretation books, especially those by Jungian analysts, were still using the alchemy ideas to understand the symbolism in dreams. There's no science here. There's a lot of mystical religious fantasy. Examples that they use are the black world symbols, which mean death, wounds, violence, confusion, chaos, black cats, witches, sewers, sinister figures, disgusting, pornography, physical and sexual abuse, etc. The white world's symbols are going crazy, shimmering surfaces, falling, snakes, night animals, street people, being drunk, healing the sick, taking drugs, lying down, being chased, eroticism, voyeurism, pregnancy, etc.
Etc. I want to know more.
The red world symbols, a bright light in Amsterdam, I'm kidding.
Yeah, the red light district. Pornography.
Amen. New growth, keen-sighted animals, computers, schools, scientists, food, exercise, powerful people, male and female genitals, or similar shaped objects, romance, and making love. So pretty much from what I'm seeing here, a black or white hue is kind of like, I don't know, it could be either bad or like loss of like natural thinking. And then the red hue is kind of like you taking control in life. You know, that's what it seems like to me on how dreams were interpreted in the last like 1,000 years. Let's keep going through history. During the Middle Ages, Christian theologians were obsessed with sex and sin. God, so am I.
Nothing has changed.
They were deadly serious. Dreams were thought to be the travels of our soul outside our bodies during the night.
It's like someone walks in, I had a dream about a full moon. That means sex.
I did.
Sex and sin.
I did hanky-panky with the nun in my dream last night. Burn the nun.
Yeah. Which nun was this? Was this nun Anne? She must burn immediately for her sin. And they give him a high five. Good job to you, my good sir.
Probably. Keep listening to this. Certain church authorities preached that the devil was responsible for dreams. In fact, your dreams might have been interpreted by churchmen to indicate if you were chaste or lustful, and if you were seen as lustful, and if you were a woman, and if there were any hint that you may have had sex with an evil character in your dreams, you may have been burned alive.
Specifically, if you were a woman.
Yeah.
So if you're a man, it's like,
well, if you're a man, things happen. You know, things happen if you're a man.
But if you're a woman, things don't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Totally.
There have been many reports that dreams have led directly to great novels, musical compositions, scientific discoveries, and political military decisions.
What?
The DNA structure was actually thought up in a dream. The double helix. Look it up. Dreams have also been regarded as messages from gods or the devil. No wonder they are considered important. However,
so what did God say this morning, Benjamin?
He called me a wanker and I woke up. What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
He said
he called me a wanker and flipped me off and I woke up in the pub.
He said I need to go find me a good nun.
However, as we will see later, current science suggests that dreams do not have much meaning. Hopefully you will not take your dreams as seriously as some alchemists, some generals, and some dictators, like Hitler. He actually did military action depending on what dreams he had.
Hitler decided like military actions based on his dreams. That's a thing?
Yeah. Dude, he was way into the occult. And also on the script here says religious figures because, you know, they burned witches.
Right.
Which were just regular women.
Good old Salem. If you're a witch, you die. If you're not a witch, you die. Either way, you die. Witch.
But while we hardly know more about the meaning of our dreams than the Babylonians 5,000 years ago, it is possible that dreams reflect our traumatic memories, our needs, and our unconscious thoughts. So, dreams are thought to tell us something about ourselves we did not know. But the truth is, we don't know for sure why we dream almost 2 hours every night or what the dreams mean. We know dreams are strange, impossible things happen there. We only speculate as to why, and we do here. We need to know more. Freud did not believe in God, but he still attached great significance to dreams.
You know what would be the best invention is if you had like a dream recorder. Like you could record your, except it might get you, some people, you wouldn't want to share some of your dreams.
Yeah.
Don't watch this one or that one or this one. Yeah, but this one's kind of weird, but don't watch the end.
Don't look at that one. XXX.
Oh, God, hang on.
Oh, my God.
Delete.
Ugh.
Sorry,
my teeth are falling out in that one.
Yeah, watch my teeth falling, not that other thing.
I pushed that guy off a bridge, but I was a dream.
Is that a nun cleat? No, delete.
The power of Christ compels you.
Sex and sin.
Freud said dreams were a peephole. Sorry.
Why is peephole so funny?
No, well, really. So, what he really said is they are a royal road into our unconscious, which directs much of our lives.
A royal
and our
road
dreams.
into our unconscious. I
Yeah.
like that.
He was a sophisticated ivory tower man.
Okay.
The unconscious was made up of forbidden childhood wishes, e.g., to do away with a little brother. You ever want to off a brother?
Not necessarily.
Intense pulses, like let's zap your dad away. You ever want to zap your dad away?
Like, not at all.
Our strong need for love. You ever want to be loved, Britain?
Yeah.
Freud thought dreams were venting our emotions or fulfilling our unconscious wishes, except we had to conceal the really awful stuff because such thoughts would wake us up. Thus, for insight, Freud thought analysts needed to separate the surface or manifest dreams content from the repressed, forbidden feelings and urges, which were the real causes of our problems.
Y'all got some deep feelings.
I'm so tough. The things are really hard.
I don't feel anything. Your dreams say otherwise, sir.
That is what dream analysis involves, i.e. figuring out the symbols, the distortions, the displacement, and the reversals of feelings, all designed to hide the real purpose of dreams and calm us down so we can continue to dream about these awful, shameful emotions and needs.
Preach!
Science has discovered that mammals and birds have REM sleep, which is rapid eye movements that occur when you dream, but reptiles do not. So the dreaming every 90 minutes is a natural biological rhythm. While the eyes move vigorously, the movements can easily be seen through the closed eyelids. The rest of the body is usually quiet. Even a 6-month-old fetus has REM sleep. But for the first 10 years of life, children's dreams are different from adults' dreams. Their dreams are simple, usually unemotional, and children do not usually put themselves into their dreams.
I don't know. It's like a perfect opportunity to share this story, though. Like my son, so every now and again, he wakes up in his crib, he's pissed off, so we bring him into our bed with us. And the other night, out of nowhere, it's just dead quiet. He starts laughing in his sleep, like full-on belly-rolling giggle. And I look over, like it wakes me up, I look over, and he's dead asleep, just giggling.
Well, no, he can laugh, right? He's just not a character in his dream.
No, I'm just saying, but like it's creepy though, because it's like it's so unsettling, but it's such a funny thing for him. He's probably like thinking of like playing a game or like tackling one of our dogs as he does. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's like 4 a.m. and you're laughing like a psychopath. It's just one of those things that kids do, and you're like, that is freaky.
That's freaky. So adults are almost always involved in your dreams. Like, are you involved in your dreams?
Yes, but my wife hardly, like when she dreams, she always dreams about other people. She is so infrequently involved in her own dreams, it's the weirdest thing.
But is she the main character in her dreams?
Yes.
Yeah, see?
So she's involved, but it's not like it's her. Like, I've never had a dream where I'm someone else. She has a dream where she's someone else all the time.
Okay.
And I don't get it. Have you had a dream where you're someone else?
No.
Yeah, I've never had it, ever.
It is weird.
I want to know what that means.
Yeah, we'll look it up. Then we might be able to find a meaning. Since 1952, when REM was discovered, thousands of sleepers have been awakened by researchers and asked, what are you dreaming? Dreams last 10 to 40 minutes. Men and women have about the same emotions as they dream. The longer, more vivid and dramatic dreams are early in the morning, shortly before awakening.
Can you imagine like being dead asleep and someone's like, "Hey, what are you dreaming?" You're like, "Bro, I was asleep eating waffles. Leave me alone."
I was enjoying myself till about now.
It's like, I'm gonna go back to sleep and dream what I was dreaming.
I had a dream I was going to say, fuck off, let me go back to sleep. Actually, most of our dreams are commonplace and dull. We remember and talk about the more interesting ones. More dreams involve being passive or playing than involve work or studying.
I feel like I can't remember 90% of my dreams. I wake up and they're gone.
So true. Many more unpleasant emotions, especially fear and anger, are expressed in dreams than pleasant emotions. Although sexual arousal is frequent during dreams, nightmares occur more often in sensitive and creative people. They are different from dreams or non-REM experiences.
Wait, so you said that nightmares occur more frequently in sensitive or creative people?
Yeah,
Is that what you
both.
said?
Yeah.
Wow. So if you're more creative, more you're bound to have more nightmares.
Yeah, it's interesting.
That's actually the first I've heard that.
Bettelheim found that he and other prisoners of a German concentration camp had dreamed of food and escape while being brutalized. But it was only after escaping that the survivors started having nightmares of the atrocities that happened to them. Decades later, they were still occasionally having nightmares that they cannot escape the horrors of. As Hobson points out, you are still faced with the same problem Freud struggles with. Why does the brain make this kind of sense? This particular image out of some nerve activity? Hobson believes our drives, emotions, early memories, daytime experiences, and associations influence our dreams. Researchers have noted that even though a dream contains lots of visual images, the occipital lobe is not as active as our frontal lobe, where higher thinking and emotions are involved, and where your personality is. Also, if you're wearing red glasses all day for several days, your dreams start to be in red, suggesting that daytime experience becomes part of your dreams.
Like red lenses or like red glasses? Like the frames are red?
Red lenses.
Okay.
On the other hand, a person who loses his or her sight may take 25 years before dreaming they are blind. Since most of us do not use smell and taste very much, perhaps that is why our dreams contain very few such images, but lots of visual images. There is a lot we do not know. Theories about the functions of dreams are contradictory, but recent studies have found that dreaming and learning are connected. People think better after a good night's sleep. They remember complex skills and bedtime stories better. However, another story is that dreams have to do with forgetting, or more specifically, with dumping useless information from our brain during sleep, like a purging of a computer.
Oh, so it's like you're purging every night.
Yeah.
It's like the purge.
Yeah, you're just murdering your fucking memories.
It's legal every night in your sleep.
What's my parents' name? I don't know. I murdered the memory.
I fucking purged that memory. It's like, what was I supposed to do today? I just purged everything from last night. I don't know. Today's a new day.
I'm just so angry.
I don't know why. Fucking purged the reason why I'm so pissed off right now.
So the exact connection between dreams, images, and erasing or enhancing our memory is unclear. Once out of REM sleep, it is hard to remember the dream we just had. So hard that even extremely vivid or traumatic or unusual dreams are quickly forgotten. If you were really in a horrible auto accident or really had a torrid sexual affair, you wouldn't forget it within 15 minutes, would you? The dreams and forgetting or repressing are connected somehow. Maybe, as Freud said, the connection is because dreams are laden with nasty, sexual, and aggressive drives, which our conscious mind wants to forget.
Nasty, sexual, and aggressive drives.
Do you like this?
I'm just like, nobody can deny that they've had a sexual dream, but like an aggressive, nasty sexual experience, I'm like, I don't think so. Like,
these puzzles and theories are interesting, but they don't tell us much about the meaning of dreams. Clearly, dreams are not totally random, chaotic neural activity, but they may not be a window to the soul either. Robert Cartwright and Lamberg have a very different notion, namely that our dreams reflect our major conscious emotional concerns. In effect, our dreams underscore our current problems, rather than hide or erase them. Also, according to Cartwright and Lamberg, the dream content, while symbolic, can, with a little thought, be easily associated with things that are consciously worrying us tonight. The mind supposedly searches our past to find a person, situation, or symbol that fits the feelings that are pressuring us during our sleep. It is as though bad dreams are telling us, hey, pay attention to this problem.
So, this is kind of something that I was researching too. It's your brain takes a real problem that you're having, and it likes to manifest it within a person or an object. And it really paints this vivid picture, when we'll talk about it with some of the meanings that I found, but it manifests as an actual being. So if you're stressed, stress can be an animal or something that's chasing you or whatever. It's crazy how our minds can just pick something that we're and that we don't even have to know that we're worried about it to have our brain go, yeah, this is fucking you up, and we're gonna make you dream about it.
Yeah, what I think it is it's the transfer of hard ideas and problems to your unconscious to solve.
It's the purging.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you're saying you're going through your life and you have a really tough problem at work, and maybe you don't want to tackle it right away. Maybe you're sitting at a cubicle and the person right next to you is just an ass, and you have to sit to him every day, and he just bothers you a lot, and you just don't want to bring it up. And then when you go to bed, you have this weird dream about hitting your coworker.
Brutally murdering him.
Brutally murdering.
And you wake up, you're like, my God.
And that's your unconscious mind being like, hey, this is how you solve your problem. You need to brutally murder.
Okay, yeah. So your dreams are, in a sense, trying to help you get rid of they're helping you purge the memory and purge the problem. You need to brutally murder your coworker and you're going to be fine. That's amazing.
This is so
So what you're saying is if I have a dream about needing to murder somebody, that I should do it. I should follow it.
On our podcast, we do not condone
we don't condone
people.
murder. Don't murder anybody, please.
Back to the story. So Langs has another idea. He believes that dreams are giving us solutions for important but repressed problems. He says the conscious mind, busy with coping, often passes on difficult emotional problems to the unconscious mind for solving. Dreams are a way of the unconscious mind to give us its wisdom about handling emotional situations. Thus, the conscious mind needs to discover what problem the unconscious mind is working on and then decipher the unconscious mind's solutions. As some ancient tribes, Indian medicine men, yogi dream interpreters, and psychoanalysts believed perhaps we should listen to the dreams for insight of our emotional health. Humans have certainly wanted dreams to have meaning, but physiological psychologists are finding more and more evidence that dreams may merely be our cortex trying hard to make sense out of meaningless signals straying up from the midbrain during sleep.
Yeah, isn't that a typical human thing, though? We just need to understand everything.
No, I do, yeah. I have that problem.
Humans in general, if anything, and that's, what was it, H.P. Lovecraft that said it, there's no greater fear than fear of the unknown. Or I probably butchered the actual saying, but that's, as humans, if we don't understand something, we fear it. And so it's I need to dissect this. I had a dream about being able to fly and no one gave a shit. Well, what the fuck does that mean? We need to sit down and say, well, does everyone hate me?
I had a dream I was a lizard person and I was part of the world order. Do they exist? This possibility should make us cautious. Think of it this way. Perhaps dreams are not highly significant camouflage messages from our unconscious, but in any case, dreams do reflect our concerns of the day and our memories. Also, our conscious speculation about why our cortex had the particular associations resulting in a vivid, complex, fascinating dream to the random signals may aid our self-understanding. Dream analysis could be for understanding our cortex trying to make sense of nonsense, instead of our understanding unconscious motives. For instance, wondering about the significance of what we see in a cloud or an ink blot may yield some helpful self-awareness without our believing that the cloud was formed by a higher power, specifically to send us a message. Consider this method a challenge, not necessarily a royal road to the unconscious. So I think, just the theme out of this is we don't know if dreams are sent to us from a higher power, but it could be that, but it also could just be our brain being hey, this was our day, and I'm getting these random signals, and that may affect my dreams, and it might just be random.
You had a shitty day, so let me concoct this dream for you that's going to depict how shitty this day was on a subconscious level, so that your conscious brain can try and like figure out these messages that I'm sending you.
I feel like my dreams are like Rorschach when he looks at ink blocks.
Dude, I love
It looks
Rorschach
like a beautiful butterfly.
Yeah, from
He
Watchmen.
like has this fucked
so
up
great.
like messages or whatever.
So now, now that we understand exactly where dreams came from and what they could possibly be alluding to, we're going to talk about the dreams we spoke about earlier, our recurring dreams, what those could potentially mean on a deeper level. So the first dream that I talked about where, I was a kid, obviously, and there was this man chasing after me. I don't even say he was chasing after me because I wasn't running. So I'm going to classify it as like being hunted, right? I was being hunted down. So I wanted to look and see like what it meant if I was being hunted. That's the only way I can classify it because this man was hunting me down.
There's themes that like being hunted, yeah.
So apparently what it means to be hunted down in a dream, it's an obstacle dream, which means that you're trying to run away from something in life. Now, I was 7 years old. I don't really know what some 7-year-old's trying to run from. But apparently it's a very common dream, and you may wake up with many questions as to why it occurred. So one of the things it's saying is if you are running from something, like if you're being hunted or if you're the hunter, obviously you're indicating that you're feeling that you're being hunted down by a situation. Or you're just not ready for a situation. So apparently me being hunted, I felt like I was trying to run away from a situation, like something dark was after me, and my brain was telling myself that I needed to get away from it. Now, as far as the aliens are concerned, with the alien assault and all that crazy stuff.
What are the aliens trying to do?
So there's a lot of dream interpretations about aliens, but I wanted to focus because, again, I've actually never seen the aliens. It's always been the UFO. If you're dreaming about... So essentially aliens being in the dreams, it represents things that are beyond our explanation and control. So if you do dream about aliens, it suggests you're about to dive deeper into your inner self and discover parts of your personality you've not known before. But it also says that because aliens are associated with fiction and fantasy, that dreaming about them can reflect your creativity and rich, wild imagination. But mine are always like super violent and aggressive. So like with aliens attacking, it says it may suggest that you feel stuck in your current situation you're trying to escape. Another thing here says you might be struggling with a change at work or fear of a change at work. But anyway, so destruction of aliens, it just makes you want to, kind of run to reality to get away from the current situation, I guess, is what I found.
Okay. Interesting.
And then the last thing, I think the most prevalent one out of all of them is the being late to class and in school. Dreaming about being late to class can reflect the fact that you're not ready for something. Could just be that you're just not ready. Well, maybe you're about to take a next step somewhere. It also can represent a fear of change, which I don't think I've ever had a fear of change, but my subconscious might say, you're
a really tough guy, afraid of change. So when I was a kid, I used to watch a lot of 90s scary movies.
Right.
So I'm not scared of anything.
Yeah. You just made yourself not scared. Being late to class can also mean that you're worried about time running out. Now, this one I can understand because there is nothing on and I mean nothing, that makes me more anxious than being late.
Same.
Or out of time. It can be like we're just going to a movie. And I'm like, I like to get there early so I can just have a little bit of time. I can just kind of mosey on in, sit down. But anytime I'm running late to something, I get so anxious, it drives me fucking nuts. And my wife will tell you, my anxiety radiates off of me if we're running late to anything.
Why are you sweating?
But this one is saying that maybe it's you worrying about your time in school won't last forever. No, I think that's a good thing. I don't want school to last forever.
Yeah, I didn't like school. It was always about what's going to be past that.
Right. Now, very, it's usually that I'm running late to class, but sometimes like this one here, it's also forgetting about what class I'm even going to. So not only am I late, I don't know where the hell I'm going. I'm late to class, but I don't know I'm going to go. So if you do dream about missing class because you forgot about it, it means you're stressed about all the responsibilities currently on your plate. Also, a very big stressor. Adulting sucks ass.
I thought it was all about hot tubs and cars when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's not. I wish it was. You've got so much going on that you're just so worried about something important slipping through the cracks, and you feel that any additional duties would completely overwhelm you. Amen. Holy shit. So this suggests step back, creating a concrete plan of action. But yeah, those are the recurring dreams that I have. So apparently I'm worried about change and time running out. And so what does the dirty bathroom mean exactly? Because I'm genuinely like, that's the one I'm most curious about.
Okay.
Is your life just shitty?
All right, the dirty bathroom dream. So if you dream about dirty bathrooms, this usually depicts toxic or unhealthy emotions.
Damn.
Relationships and thoughts. This is why you see this kind of toilet in your dream. I don't just see one.
Yeah, you see many.
An infinite amount of dirty toilets.
So does that mean that every feeling in a relationship you have is just toxic?
Maybe.
Like, are you just surrounding in toxicity?
Yeah, Britton, you are just another dirty toilet in my life, just like many others.
Man, I feel like our podcast needs to end if it's causing this much stress.
Yeah, you're just clogging things up.
You're just a big old upper decker in my life, as far as I'm concerned. I am so sorry, Cleet.
It means that there are issues in your life that need to be resolved. You are probably going through issues that require sorting out.
It just says issues. It doesn't even say what issues. You're just going through issues.
Issues, but no tissues. On the other hand, it could mean differently if you only see a regular toilet in your dream. For instance, it could simply mean that you need to go to the bathroom in your waking moment. Your subconscious mind is trying to communicate with you this way.
That's creative.
But a dirty, clogged toilet means differently. It means, and again, they are clogged in my dreams.
You go to the doctor, you're like, I'm dreaming about a toilet. Is it a clogged toilet? No, it's a regular toilet.
Sir,
so you need to
it's
go to the bathroom.
100 clogged toilets. And when I look down a toilet that isn't clogged, there's a toilet under it that is clogged. Or sometimes it's an infinite series of toilets just going down into a parabola of infinity and despair.
Oh my God.
And then he's like, dude, you don't see me anymore.
Send help.
So if it's a clogged toilet, it means that you need to remove something in your life. Things need clearing up.
You need some laxatives.
Whether these are excess baggages that you continue to hold on to, perhaps these are feelings of resentment, hatred, jealousy, and guilt. After all, your dreams relate to your emotions. Thus, when you experience these things in your sleeping moment, you need to clear them up in your daily life.
Holy shit.
Yeah, sometimes I think I might be hung up on an ex or something. I don't know.
I'm just like, my dream's like, yeah, you're kind of worried that your plate's overfull. You're like, you're just dealing with some pent-up aggression. You've got too much shit going on. You need to clear yourself. Take a shit every now and again, Cleet.
This isn't done. It just keeps going.
Oh my God.
The spiritual implications of this dream simply denote being clogged up, so to speak. Your energy fields are not flowing freely because your issues you are experiencing. Why are you seeing dirty toilets in your dreams? As we mentioned earlier, the dirty toilet means you have a toxic things going on in your life. But it takes on a different meaning when the toilet in your dream is clogged up. Oh, and it is.
Oh, man. Not just the one.
Infinity.
So you need to infinitize any meaning that you're about to read.
First, ask yourself, what causes congestion? Is it because of too many toilet paper sheets inside? Or is it just a natural blockage?
Oh my God.
If in your dream you are working on removing the blockage, I'm not. It helps you figure out what you used to do so. Was it a plunder? In this case, you were wishing to control things. You want to be able to clear these things up with your own abilities. But if you're using an auger in your dream, it means that there is a person in your life who is feeling isolated. Perhaps it is your friend who is suffering from depression. It could be a family member who's not feeling loved or cared for. There are things worth looking into so you can better understand the dream's messages in your life.
I wonder if plumbers have a lot of these dreams. It was the uncloggable shit.
Yeah, so this is going way off, where I don't try to do a damn thing about unclogging the toilets. I'm just trying to get out of this room of hell. I literally feel like I'm in hell.
So if you clog a toilet, you just get up and lock the door behind you. I'm not even trying to unclog it.
No, I don't clog the toilets. I wake up there. It was all previous people. There's nobody there. It's it reminds me, imagine, you just wake up in a dirty fucking sea of bathrooms.
No,
it's
thank
disgusting.
You. I'd rather be late to school.
I would imagine, that would be hell in an afterlife. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
It always has, it always has that, small square tiling.
Just your typical run-of-the-mill bathroom.
All right, let's go to the next one. So here's some interpretations of why your teeth are falling out. We're not going to go through a lot of them. So the one I'm going to go through is stress. So whether related to work or home, it's normal. It's a normal part of life. However, uncontrolled stress can evolve into physical reactions. Dreams about your teeth falling out are certainly a possibility if you're under more stress than normal. The next one is anxiety. While stress and anxiety are sometimes mentioned together, anxiety is more long-term condition where you experience excessive worrying and insecurity that can interfere in your daily life. Anxiety can cause teeth grinding at night, which is one cause of dreams about your teeth. Another possibility is that anxiety can make you worry about something going wrong at an extreme level, hence your teeth falling out.
Do you ever have a dream that your teeth are falling out in this infinite bathroom? You have to like pick them up off the shitty floor?
They haven't been in a dual dream.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? Like, I think at that point you're like, I am so stressed that I'm losing my teeth in this clogged shit.
You want to know why I'm stressed? Because I have all this toxic stuff in my life.
How the fuck am I going to pick up this tooth and the toilet's already clogged beyond all hell?
So flying dreams fall under the category of dreams known as lucid dreams, which I don't feel like I lucid dream. But lucid dreams occur when you realize that you are dreaming and then take control of the dream. Many dreams describe the ability to fly in their dreams as an exhilarating, joyful, and liberating experience. I agree with this 100%. Like, it is fucking fun. Flying represents control. If you are flying with ease and you are enjoying the scene and landscape below, then it suggests that you are in charge and on top of that big booty situation.
So you have like polar opposite dreams.
Yeah.
But like one night you're dreaming about like so much uncontrolled stress, and the other day you're like, I'm just flying. Ain't nothing bothering me.
Yeah, dude, I'm fucking in control. You have risen above something. Flying dreams and the ability to control your flight is representative of your own persona, sense of power. So it's pretty cool.
So you have a dream one night. All the shitters are clogged. And you're like, oh, I'm so backed up.
Wish I could fly out of here.
But then the next night, you go to Taco Bell, and then you're flying free. Nothing's clogged there.
Yeah, my teeth are falling out on people.
While you're flying, you're like, yeah, I'm feeling good. Oh, lost a molar.
Yeah, I just have a fear of becoming Cletus, the tooth-missing yokel from Mississippi, from the Appalachia.
Yokel. But I mean, yeah, so the teeth falling out one, there was like, what, a good dozen different interpretations from what that could mean. I mean, obviously you're losing teeth. That could be you're losing something. Maybe you're losing control. Maybe you're losing all your friends and no one wants to hang out with you anymore.
Yeah, one tooth at a time. My molar came out the other day. We're going to wrap this episode out here, but I really enjoyed this episode. This is actually one that I recommended, and I think we're going to do a little bit more episodes specifically on dreams.
Yeah, this is a topic we will revisit.
Like, what do specific dreams mean, et cetera, et cetera. So...
And as we always throw it out to the end, you as our listeners, we really genuinely want to know if you have recurring dreams, you want us to do the research on what that means, or if you just want to share a spooky dream, send it our way. We'll love to read it over the show here. And if you have any other suggestions that doesn't do with dreams, literally anything, send them our way. entertheabysspod@gmail.com.
Hey, before we end, quick dream. I remember telling my brothers, they made fun of me for it. I remember I was obsessed with rollerblading on my garage driveway.
I loved rollerblading.
And I had a dream. I was trying to rollerblade up the driveway to the garage, and all of a sudden a sea of water started coming down, and there was some random trampoline at floor level at the bottom, and it had teeth and wanted to eat me, and the water was pulling me down.
There's so many different proponents to that dream. I don't even want to try and digest what that could possibly
My brothers made fun of me because there was credits at the end of the dream when I made it back to the driveway.
You had credit like it was a movie ending?
The fucking credits came out.
But here's the biggest twist at the end. You ready? Produced by M. Night Shyamalan.
No! Son of a bitch! I hate him.
He got you. He directed your dream. And it was called The Flood of Teeth.
If he was like, Cleet, I will put you in a movie and I'll make you a star, I'd be like, fuck you, Shyamalan.
If he offered to pay you $500 million, you'd still turn it down?
I'd take his money.
Yeah, sure you would.
Yeah, but I'd let it bomb. Because it will.
I'd let it bomb. I'd be the shittiest actor and just take the money.
Anyways, guys, as always, thank you for entering the abyss.
Until next week.